Girl accidentally captured the murder scene while taking photos, but instead of rushing away, she seized the moment when the killer was disposing of the body and clearly photographed his facial features. Then she hurried back to the roadside, intending to call her uncle to report it to the police, but she discovered her uncle wasn't in the car at all. Had he heard the gunshot and run into the cemetery to look for her? Thinking this, she rushed back, just as she feared. Her uncle had encountered the killer. The girl immediately urged her uncle to flee. Before he could react, the killer shot him dead. Just as the killer moved to attack the girl, he suddenly noticed the camera in her arms. This brief distraction gave her time to escape. She wandered aimlessly until finding a house to hide in. The homeowner stopped her at the door, questioning her presence. Suddenly, a bullet struck nearby. Only then did the man realize she was being hunted. As the killer closed in step by step, the man swiftly slammed the door shut. He then pulled out his hunting rifle, loaded it, and chambered around in one fluid motion. The assassin, clearly unaware of this, charged through the door intending to kill both targets. Wounded in the abdomen, the assassin, now witnessing the rifle's power, could only hide around the corner, waiting for an opportunity. The man, shot in the leg, dared not venture downstairs recklessly. Analyzing the spent shell casings, bluntly declared the shotgun's range too short for anything beyond forest hunting. The man dismissed this with contempt, mocking the assassin's pistol as too small caliber to be effective for killing. Realizing the man was no ordinary person, the assassin severed the house phone line and brandished the man's phone in mockery, reminding him he should have kept it handy to alert the police immediately. The assassin then explained his motive, that the girl had witnessed him committing murder with the gun. If the man simply handed her over, the matter could be resolved. The man knew full well that complying would surely cost the girl her life. He resolutely refused the demand. Seeing negotiations were futile, both hurriedly tended to their wounds. The man, hindered by his injured legs, had the girl fetch a towel and a light bulb. He placed them in his chest and squeezed hard, crushing the bulb into shards of glass. They scattered the shards on the staircase. This way, any movement from the killer would alert them in advance to prevent evidence loss. The girl handed the film reel to the man, yet the man doubted he'd survive the confrontation. He sealed the reel. Then during negotiations with the killer, had the girl secretly drop it into the toilet bowl. After an unknown period, the killer unexpectedly found a confession letter. It turned out the man had once had a happy family, but after he laid barbed wire on his farm, his child stepped on it and fell, striking their head on a rock and dying. His wife, unable to bear the reality, left him in grief. This left the man consumed by guilt, shutting himself indoors and drowning his sorrows in alcohol. Hearing this, the girl felt a deep connection. She confessed that if the man didn't reject her, she could regard him as her own father. Moved to tears, the man resolved to confront the killer. He taunted relentlessly, "Your wounds are too severe. You'll bleed out soon enough." The killer flew into a rage but dared not cross the threshold. Just then, the chandelier flickered on and off. The man suddenly remembered. The basement generator was nearly out of fuel. Nightfall was imminent, and darkness would soon engulf the room. With his own mobility severely limited, the girl's safety was utterly